Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, once again. So, I just wanted to do a quick whittling video here of this clip point. In the next video, I'll go deeper into the technicalities. What I love about the clip points, really. And really, in this video, let me just bring our HMK chopping block here closer. So here it's about whittling, feather sticking, right? With a blade like this. Now this is a convex Pikal. And what's really interesting I've noticed is just how damn well these blades actually create some feather sticks. So it's a convex, so there's something about the shape here. I don't know if you're seeing this clearly, but it's just ridiculous. There's just something about the shape that just lends these clip points or Pikals, especially convex grinds. Convex Pikals just are really, really good at whittling. You get like insanely small. Let's get a little closer here so we can get a good. Again, when it comes to feather sticking, often it doesn't matter how thick, how wide your blade is, because if it's a really, or your handle, I mean, because if it's a really sharp knife, it's it's designed for that task. And now this was never intended for this task. This was never really designed for this. But it's just an extremely competent dual, like multi-purpose blade. I carry this around my neck on a clip everywhere. It's my EDC, and as you can see, it's very, very, very thin. It's thinner than a pen. And here's our clip. So I clip it around my neck like that, and then I just pull it out when I need to, and then when I put it back, all of this you can do in one hand. I don't need two hands to open this knife or take it from around my neck. Right, goes like this, this, and this. So I don't actually need to use my other hand at all. But yeah, pretty decent, very effective feather sticking knife, even though it's not at all really, it was never intended for that. When people think of feather sticking, they think of Scandi grind and they think of poco. So, and you can do this pretty fast too. There you go. Oops. Kind of need a solid log. Like there's a bit of a technique where you can actually get some momentum or speed going, and there you go. Oops. I'm trying to do it quickly to show my point. And just a great blade overall for that task. Yeah. It's a really, really cool blade. The Raggedy Meander. Somebody said I should call it the Wolverine. I think it's funny because I've had multiple people tell me to call this Wolverine, but only one person calling it the Raggedy. I think at first it was Raggedy or Meander, and I thought Raggedy Meander is pretty cool. I don't know what either of those words really mean, but it kind of does look raggedy, and it kind of has a meandering vibe, so the Raggedy Meander. And that's what this blade is. It's an excellent EDC blade. You can order them from me. They're mostly similar to this. They're all gonna vary a little bit because it's all forged. This is a stainless steel body. This is from a stainless steel tube, and that was used to be in the corner of a factory. So if you think of a wall with a 90-degree bend, and if you've ever seen tubes run those 90-degree bends on the wall, that's where this tube was, and you can kind of see it. So for probably almost a decade, there was chocolate or some kind of delicious liquid running through these stainless steel tubes at a nearby factory, and then they did a full rehaul of their factory, and I managed to bring all that stainless steel in for myself. So it's actually very, very rare and difficult and expensive material, the stainless steel tubes. Well, not rare, but it is pretty expensive stuff. So again, very, very convenient. I'm not even, yeah, you see? If you wanted to light a quick fire, I find it hard to believe that you could do it sort of any quicker than this in terms of feather sticking. It's literally just plowing through like a machine. Oh, this is all cut up. But yeah. Now the nice thing with this knife, what I use it a lot for is just everything tasks. When it comes to opening boxes, you know, it's super convenient. Like, this is just glasses, you know, but if there's like tape over these kind of ridges, you can put the edge behind and slide it in and torque it out. So you do very, very little damage to the edge, and you do very little damage to whatever other component or whatever other thing you're kind of cutting your way into. So because you're gonna rest the spine of the knife on whatever surface you're cutting. So if it's from, you know, if you're going down to cut string that's running along the ground, maybe you're in a port or something, and you got to just cut some string that's against the surface, it's much easier to put it behind and pull. In fact, what I think is interesting is that with a lot of natural sort of EDC tasks, we are prone to pulling, we're prone to prying, we're prone to doing that kind of activity with knives. And when we're, you know, also doing this kind of stuff, just most EDC tasks, like if you're, you know, a lot of people carve like this, whether you're peeling something. So there's really a lot to it, this design. And I can't go anywhere without it. It's so much fun. It's so sleek. Yeah, I've had loads of other folding knives. I mean, I've had cold steel. I've had all those blades, but the thing is to me is that they're all, I just don't like those full flat grinds. That's just not my thing. I don't like a full flat grind from top to bottom and then a little micro bevel. It just, that's how you do European chef's knives. To me, it's just not the best approach, even for folding knives. But this is awesome to me. This is everything I've ever really asked for. The blade is a diamond cross section, which helps a lot with locking the blade back. There's a lot of oil in here, so that it's smooth. But when the blade goes beyond this point, the thickest part of the blade being the center, is trying to force this lip open, and the cross section of the stainless steel handle is like a V. So there's actually, like, right when you get to that point, there's a lot of this mechanical friction, and it keeps it in place very well. So you can actually get from here onwards relatively loose, right? It's very loose here because now the V cross section of the handle matches the V cross section of the bottom half of the blade. So it's relatively loose here, and then it starts to add friction because now the wide part of the blade is starting to go into that space. So you get not just a friction, it's not just friction, it's like mechanical friction, and then of course you got this here. And on my updated models, right, this fits in a pocket super well like this, and some pockets like this. So at some point I'm gonna have to decide which way but this is gonna be it's gonna be forged twice as long and bend over like a pocket clip, so that you can slide it in a pocket and it can just hang from up there. And if you need to pull the blade out, flip it, whatever. I don't know yet which side the pocket clip will go, and then hopefully it'll be enough space so I can do another one of these string things here, because that's really chill, that's really nice, I like that a lot. And yeah, it'll be nice also having that metal there that's slightly thicker. You get a couple fingers to register on there. So, but yeah, that's the blade. There's a sharpening surface right here behind the tip, so once you're done sharpening, you can do the behind the tip too. So I haven't had this blade for very long, and one thing I've noticed between Pikals of all shapes and sizes is that they actually quite quickly, it doesn't take a lot of sharpening to actually reduce their length and their width, so they lose metal pretty quick from sharpening. I don't know what it is, but they just tend to do that. Yeah, I don't have much more on this video. In the next video, I'll compare this clip point to my Bowie clip point, something that's familiar to a lot of people, and they're pretty similar. This one has such an intense upward curvature that it's also been recently sharpened on my new big stone there. I have a sharpening stone that weighs like 25 or 30 kilos. So, but yeah, I don't think this product would really be possible without a stainless steel handle frame, which this is. So, and when I'm forging these, I'll be using 115 CRV3 steel, which is a pretty badass steel. So, but yeah, there it is, the Raggedy Meander. It's a very cool pocket blade. You can get them on my website. Well, you can order them on my website. I'm right now in a stage where I have so many models that I've made. I have so many designs that I just you order and I make them basically. So then I can focus on different types of production. I can focus on loads of other projects, and then you know, build on order. I will make more of these in the short term to fill up stock. But there's also there's multiple ways of doing it, and there aren't any in stock right now. But you know, it takes me a couple days to make one, so you know, order them and I'll make them. I need to anyway pretty soon make quite a large batch. I only have 3 or 4 of these corner pieces at the moment. I have a lot of steel tubing, stainless steel tubing that I can bend, but the stuff that comes from an original 90-degree bend in a factory, I only have a few of those, but it's not a big deal. I mean, this is a great use of a tube bender. It's to make your Pikals. And I've also here added some rough stuff to bite on, so that when you're sliding like that, right, over your pants or fabric or over your chest, there it makes a complete difference. If this isn't there, it slips a little bit. When it's there, it doesn't slip at all. And then another addition I'm gonna have, I think, will be to add some kind of maybe a little thing there so I can pull the blade. I gotta be careful with that because, you know, this being a convex Scandi style grind, I don't want any element up here to get in the way of sharpening this knife in the future, so it might have to just be a hole. So I might have to just do a hole there rather than a rivet, but yeah, there it is.